La for, hit for none. All the time. La for, hit for none. For Islam stand for peace.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi and welcome back to another episode of Inspirational Africans, a program designed to showcase remarkable achievements of individuals across the African continent, highlighting stories of resilience, innovation, and leadership. And the main purpose of this program is to inspire a new generation that can pursue their dreams and contribute positively towards their community. I'm your host Rohan Ahmed, joining you from the studios of MTA International Gambia, and let's have a look at our guest today.
Our respected guest today on Inspirational Africans is Ebrima Darboe, Deputy Permanent Secretary, Admin and Finance, Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. He has a humble academic beginning from a small village of NBR, the Gambia, Salikenye. Mr. Darboe did his O-level at Nasir Ahmadiyya Muslim High School, Basse, and A-levels at Nusrat High School, Bundung. For the quest of knowledge, he pursued his academic career of Bachelor in Economics. Moreover, to enhance his skills, he participated in numerous programs and workshops, the likes of Business Transformation in the Digital Age, Workshop on Emergency Migration Management, Startup Workshop on Digital Transformation and Diversification of Postal Services in Africa, Leadership and Management for Senior Civil Servants, and more. And that's not all. Mr. Darboe did his master's in public administration at Subdeco Global Business School. Our honorable guest has served at a number of positions like Cadet Admin Officer, Personnel Management Office, Assistant Secretary, Ministry of Forest and Environment under the Office of the President, Deputy Permanent Secretary, Admin and Finance, Ministry of Works, Construction and Infrastructure. And now he sits as the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Admin and Finance, Ministry of Education and Digital Economy. Alongside, he is also serving as the General Secretary of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, the Gambia, spanning over a decade. We are very much honored to have him with us today on Inspirational Africans.
Welcome back, and it's an absolute pleasure to have Brother Ebrima Darboe joining us today for this discussion. So, can you tell us about any specific experience or maybe an individual that inspired you in your life?
Thank you so much. Walaikum salam. Before going into the response, I want to extend gratitude to your team, MTA International, for identifying me among those that you thought it could be one of the inspiring leaders in the Africa or in Gambia particularly. I want to thank you very well for your coming. And then I want to say, as far as I'm concerned, if there's any individual who have inspired me to who I am today, it's my father. Because he is someone who have recognized the potential of academic education in me, even though he is an illiterate. But then, and he stood by me all throughout the journey before he passed away in 2003. He was always after me. He supported me in my primary career. He contributed a lot. Whatever I would need as far as the school requirements are, he will provide. Even in deep farming time, he will allow me to attend to my studies, and he would not, be keen to have me on the farm.
So then, what do you think? What skill you believe is very vital to be successful in life?
I think basically the skill that has enabled me to be very successful was, I said, I've been inspired by him. He has been a loner. He has been alone, all by himself, taking care of the family, taking all the work he was doing by himself. So I have discovered that it's only through hard work that even in the long run, even in his absence, I should be able to cater for myself, and if any family I'm able to acquire to cater for them as well. So that hard work, the hard work was one of my key core, experience that I think, I have relied on from childhood. I have been very hardworking. Everybody in the community can tell you, in whatever endeavor I am in, I have been very hardworking, and I took responsibility also in whatever I have been involved in. So responsibility has been in me from childhood. Any group I belong to, I have been taking responsibilities, and I always want to see that any responsibility that I have took will be accomplished successfully.
So that's like in whatever position you got the opportunity to serve in, you gave your best.
I give my best.
Yeah, so can you highlight some of your earlier careers before becoming the DPS?
Before becoming a DPS, I think, as I said, I have been in the leadership mantle from primary school.
Okay.
From my primary career, I have been class prefects, where my groupmates I even went to rose to the level of a school head boy at the primary school. I remember one of my headmasters would say, Ebrima Darboe used to speak more stronger than some of my teachers. Okay. So at childhood also, I have been even a teacher in the making. I have been teaching others, in different classes, even though I am in another class. So I have been having that attitude of helping people, throughout my childhood time, and this is the attitude I have grown even to the high school. I was class prefect all throughout my high school time until I become in Form 3 a council. Out of the selected students, a councillors of the school, and I rose to become a head boy of Nasir Amalia Muslim Secondary School. And even if I proceeded to Newstart High School for the first time, Newstart cleared A levels, I was among the selected few that we are serving as student councils. So that means I have been having that leadership responsibilities since childhood, and this attitude I grow even for the Jamaat. I have been leading in Majlis Kulam Ahmadiyya until in the Jamaat, where now I'm serving as the Secretary General, for the past 10, 12 years now.
So that's from the very initial stage you were having trainings and that ideology you came up with, and now, mashallah, you're serving as the DPS. But then, very interesting part of your story is I got to know somewhere in the 1990s you also served as a waiter somewhere.
Okay.
And now you are at a very high position. So how do you recall those days?
It has been a difficult time. This difficulty started from my primary career. I did common entrance for about 2-3 times, but I could not get the high school. Because my choice of school was always Newstart. I wanted to go to Newstart, but I could not get the school because of 2 cut-off marks. Newstart has been standard since our childhood time. So I could not get the school. I repeated common entrance 2-3 times to be able to go to high school. Then that's where I went to Nasir. So when I completed my A levels, it was 94. 94 before I picked up my job, 98 at Bassi as accounts clerk. These 4 years was a very hard time for me because I could not get job. Like how I could not get high school, because those days 2 mark differences, I should be able to get other schools. But my father was alone, and he doesn't have anybody here who will support us. So when I come down here, I will not have anybody who will help me to enter into high school. So I'd always go back to him. He supported me to go to Caravan Secondary, but I was satisfied to continue to go Form 4 because I wanted to go to high school. That was the reason why I went back to primary school to repeat common entrance again. Because I only have the zeal and determination to go to high school and not to be at the secondary school. So when I completed all this Form 4, up to that time, I could not have job anywhere. I would have to refer back to him at the farm, we work. I come back for 4 years. These things were going like that. I also pay attention to Jamaat, to read books, literatures, to be able to familiarize myself with religious activities. So I got one of my friends gave me this job. He sympathized my condition, and he was a cook at one of the restaurants and said, boy, there's a job. Where can we go? So I joined him to do this job, but that actually was not the job that I was supposed to do because I was having economics, commerce, accounts, business management as A levels, but I don't know how to get job even the combo. I don't know people who can help me to get job. I'll just apply more places and nobody will call me for interview. So I was totally frustrated before I was given an appointment at Nasi 98 as a council clerk. That was why I become a waiter at that time, because I don't want my time to be wasted, and any job that I pick, I do it. Because 96 I applied for university extension, but I could not get scholarship. It never happened. So I was like that until I went to Basay. Then 99 Jamal gave me scholarships to do my BSc. And I returned back to Combo from Basay, to do my BSc for 4 years while I stayed at Pipeline.
That's like you had to pass through so many trials and difficulties. But what was that motivation that pushed you to
motivation was, like I said, this was in me since childhood. I have been having the notion to say, as my father has put in me, even though, as you said, he doesn't know the benefit of education, but he has also seen those who are educated, what they can do for their communities and their people. So he has been pushing me not to see me on doing the farm job, because for him it's very difficult what they have passed through, so I should not pass through the same extent. So he wanted me to take that line. So I was also determined. I always put in my books, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. I always said, I will go to the highest level of education. I know one day my father will not be able to pay, but God will pay. That was my principle. So I read very hard. I am somebody who doesn't go about idling into programs. I only concentrate on my books. My high school time was like this. I spent 5 years completely in Basay, only to go to school, come home, school, go home. And this is my life throughout until I do my university, school, work, only work. I concentrate on my academia because I want to achieve something. Until I completed my BSc, then I returned to Basay High School to serve as a graduate teacher and also the boss of the school, because I was a council clerk 98. But when I returned, I become the boss of the school, and I also teaching grade 10 to 12 economics and commerce. And then it was 2005 when I left the Jamaat school. Now, with the blessings of Amir Sahib and his wisdom, he thought now we are ready to be employed in either NGOs or government. So I decided to apply for government, and I started a government job in 2005 as Kedek admin officer. And I closed assistant secretary, principal, senior assistant secretary, principal assistant secretary, until I become a deputy permanent secretary in 2012, the position that I have served up to date. So even in that ladder, I have been growing. It was all determination and hard work.
And the captivating thing from your talk is you always had trust in God in whatever situation you were placed in. Yes,
because that is our faith. Our faith also has been an advantage for me. My dad has been very concerned about my religious training. Dad, throughout, I've been trained to follow my religious house. I'm a born Ahmadiyya. I'm 52 years today, but I have been born as an Ahmadiyya, and my coaching and activities all have been related to Ahmadiyya and nothing more. So I always want to say, all what I achieve also is attributed to my being an Ahmadiyya. Because otherwise, I have seen so many of my companions, who could have not done the way I'm able to do it. It's because I'm Ahmadiyya. That is why I'm able to do this. Because in Ahmadiyya, they put you in faith in you, and they make you trust in God and nothing else. And I'm not swayed away by other factors. People are doing this to you, go to Malabos, wash your body with this. These are all out of my life. I only believe that with hard work and trust in God, the sky is the limit. And out of that, I'm able to achieve my master's degree also. After BSc, with the support of the Jamaat, during my work, I've been having a lot of trainings, professional trainings, over 30 professional certificates I acquired. But alongside also, I applied for master's program, which supported by government. I am today a master's holder in public administration, which is highly related to my job. Because
you also moved abroad for further education. Tell us about your
I have not gone to abroad to do further studies outside, but I got the master's BSc certificate from St. Mary's University, Canada, Halifax, Nova Scotia, because this was the time when 1996, the Halifax University, corresponding with the government of the Gambia, they have a program here called University Extension Program. So they bring lecturers from outside there. They provide lectures to students, and then we are graduated under that scheme. So I was fortunate to be part of those students who got the university certificate outside of the Gambia, when the University of the Gambia was not existing. But it's always my dream also to have my education in Gambia and not outside. So even that is the same way, my master's also, I acquired it in Gambia, not outside, because International University, Subdeco University International from Dakar, which is established in other parts of the world, also established here at MDI. There is government scholarship. I attended that one. I do 2 years. I have got my master's. So all my academic, primary, secondary, high school, my university, BSc, masters were all done in the Gambia. I have not gone outside. Because I always have the fear that if I have to leave this country and go out, I may fall into any other lifestyle that may affect my focus. Since I have a family which are young, I was renting for past 13 years or 14 years. If I have to leave them rent, then I go. What about if I fall into other traps? Then my training of my family has been always my concern. So my prayers is Allah should support me to be with my family. One day I will have my compound, even if I'm going to live outside to do my master's program, but I would have been in my compound and leave my family not out of rent, but in my compound. And if God help me, so I can do my program, master's in Gambia while I'm in my compound. So that dream also has been fulfilled. I've been in my compound with my family, and I've been going to school, going to work, and I do my master's program. So it never affects me.
No, that's so wonderful. But then, what is that legacy which you hope to leave behind, especially in the field you are at the moment, and how do you think you are contributing towards the community?
I think the legacy I want to leave when I go would have been many people would have been trained by me along the walk, on the job training. I have done a lot, and I've also assisted a lot of people who have acquired job through my guidance.
Exactly.
So that is a big legacy, because whoever got job cannot forget.
Exactly.
And like 2 days ago, one of our staff, when I was working at Ministry of Works, he was a caretaker but on wages. But when I came in, I employed him as a full staff of government. Unfortunately, he was given a job at OIC. He was lucky among the selected few to go to Makkah for Hajj. So he just came to my office to pray for me that, all what he got was through his. Look at that's a caretaker. What about those that I put in records, those in administration, those in other positions? So I have supported a lot of people who got job. I've also supported a lot of people along my work who got training. And then, you don't talk about the Jamaat. I have done so much there too. You cannot Jamaat. You don't have to say you have done so much. You have done for Jamaat's part. You have done anything. As far as Jamaat is concerned, you have done nothing.
Exactly.
But our contributions there also, it helps a lot, because so many people were also brought up along through me. When I was an AMSAP teacher in the high school, so many of those ones today, they are in the National Amina of Aida, Majlis Kudam Ahmadiyya or Ansarullah. So they have been coached by me. I've been providing training classes, I've been providing lectures, I've been providing speeches until I become the Jamaat General Secretary in 2009 to date, 5 consecutive terms. And then that's another small contribution that I have done for the Jamaat. And alongside, have encouraged so many people, to be able to follow the right path and do the right thing and contribute to the development of the Jamaat.
Become like a mentor to
Yes, like I'm such a mentor. So I want to, when I'm even not here, whoever have benefited, will always recall that, if this man was there, he was the one who did this, and through that, we have achieved something. And it's not only the academia, but I was very concerned about even the physical exercise of staffs, people around me. In any community that I belong to, even the place where I was renting before, I had to develop a football team, which we are coached and managed, and I was supporting them to do their campaigns and activities until they even acquire cup. Similarly, in my village, I did the same thing through my association CPR football club. I was able to take a football club. They are registered under the name of CPR. They provide support, and I was coaching people, bringing footballers from everywhere, and then they are able to, do something. And the community, this sporting part also was going on. Similarly, when I was in Pipeline doing the university, I found that the Pipeline Youth Football Club was also suspended from the Westfield football field. I talked to the mayor, and then we were able to rejuvenate and go back to the football. And the football club was activated, and they even got cup during my time.
Nice.
So I have been involved in a lot of youth activities.
Not just academic, but sports activities
sports.
as well.
I have been involved. Well, myself, I was a footballer for the school. I have been belonging. I was a sporter as well. I do athletic for Nasir High School. I used to run up to the stadium for international for national competitions.
I see.
I play football for the school team. I was a goalkeeper all my time. I've been belonging to football teams.
Okay.
So
No, that's great. You are
so
also, letting others enjoy the same as you did.
And even today, as I'm here, I have people who I support in their football field. They have their clubs. They come around me. I give them support during their camp. I go. They invite me as guest of honor. I go there. I see what they are doing. I involve in community works when there is cleaning services anywhere in the community. Here, I go with them. Any program they have, ceremonies, I am part of them. I have both social and educational and religious.
That's wonderful, and thank you for highlighting this and helping the less fortunate ones and creating an atmosphere where people can come together and be friendly with each other.
Yeah, so I also use my experience of difficulties that I have faced so that I make sure that people don't suffer the way I have.
Exactly.
So as I said, when I left school, I came, I could not get job in school, high school itself, because I don't know people. I just go sit in the corner, I go myself to find school.
When you see someone
similarly
like that,
job,
you feel like
I have to go and look for job myself. But today, if I see somebody who is looking for school, or I'll call my school everywhere to help people go to school. I help people to get job. I don't want them to pass through those difficulties. And while I'm at work also, I believe in networking. Knowing many people in different offices helps, because it solves your problem as an administrator. And also it make it fast for you to help others. Nobody want to go to State House, you don't know how to get there because you don't know people, I can connect you. Nobody want to go to Public Service Commission, I can help you, because for me, 94, when I came here, I don't even know where is PM or Public Service Commission. And this is the center of employment. So I don't know, and nobody was around to guide me. So I don't want anybody to be part of those victims anymore. If you come, you talk about it, I support you immediately, because I know how difficult it was for me when I was in those conditions.
Yes. So since you have a great exposure, and what do you think are the traps these youngsters are falling prey to?
I think basically, I want to, for the people today, as unless our old time, I want to call it a laziness and also lack of focus in a lot of young people today. And also the impact of this mobile facilities, technologies is supposed to be a help for them, but instead it's wasted so many of their time, which is very unfortunate. People spend more time on mobiles, they spend more time on footballing activities, but I think people should be able to program themselves. If you want to be a footballer, but you are doing academy, you make sure that you pay attention to both. You program yourself in such a way that you'll be able to do that and do other activities, but not to waste your time by doing one activity. In our time, we drink attire when we are going to school, but I make sure that whoever is around me, we are all having our books, reading. Somebody is making attire, let her have a time. You make it for 2 minutes, you spoil it, put it back, and you are reading your book alongside. Or we have our blackboard, and we are doing maths while we are making our attire. But you cannot do one thing, only attire, and you don't have what a focus, because you have to be who you are. That's my belief. If you are a student, you have to believe that you are a student. The studentship also have a time. It will come to pass. But then you cannot be a student and be a town boy at the same time. That is the problem today people have. You are a student, you want to go to nightclubs. You are a student, you want to go and do campings for a lot of hours. You spend more time on your books. And that will come to pass.
Exactly.
So that when you are in another stage, then you do that. People have to believe that there is time for everything. If you wasted that youthful time on what you are supposed to do, it's difficult to grow to another level. That is what is affecting most of them. And then the idea of this back way, going to Europe, thinking that when you go to Europe, you are going to make, all end of life. It's not like that. Because I've gone to all parts of the world. I've gone to over 20-something countries. I have seen the life there. It's like here. People must work to live. So in fact, Gambia is better off where here. People provide you food when you don't work. People provide you money when you don't work, because your uncle is your brother. It's not like that in any parts of the world today. It's only that here we have. So people should focus.
And with time also, that is also changing in the country.
It's changing because of the people who are doing those lives. They are now coming
back to
here. So I think I want to advise that they should focus. Focus on, if you are at the educational bracket, focus on your education. It will come to pass and you go into another level. And while you are even doing that, learn to sacrifice, because it's only the attitude of sacrifice, dignity of labor. You look at yourself and say, what can I do for my people? You don't have to wait people tell you, clean these streets, go and do this. You learn from your compound. See what is supposed to be clean. You don't wait your mother to clean. You clean. Where has to water, you water. Do things. Sit down yourself and feel that I should do something. The moment you have those attitudes and mentalities, then the sky is your limit. But by yourself, you don't think about anything. You want to sleep until any time they provide food. You go out and sleep, depend the whole night, day, and come back. And the whole day you ask yourself, what have I done that have benefit the community? If you don't have the, then you have to know that definitely something is wrong in you.
Exactly.
So people have to believe in who they are. And we cannot all be doctors.
Exactly.
Somebody must be a teacher, somebody must be a lawyer, somebody must be this. If I was discouraged not to go to Basse 98 as accounts clerk with my A levels to work on the Ebrima Fofana, who was an O-level holder, I feel too big. I would have wasted all my life. Because I've been in Combo here, I could not get a job for 4 years, except to go to Weta and also go to IEC elections. Basse, because my papers, I was at Basse High School, so they would send me to Basse area for election duties. I come back. Those are the only jobs I had. So if I rejected the job 98 Basse, I would have not gone to university. That means without going to Basse and spend that year there, I would have not gone to university. So we have to accept. If you are a teacher here, they say, no, go to CRR, you go.
Yes.
Don't say, that's the end of my life. No. Maybe something is awaiting for you.
Exactly.
But unless you pass through that channel, that cannot come.
Yes.
If you fail to do that, then you see your broken life. You will tend to be sitting down, you don't have anything again, because there is a cane that you should have followed, which you failed to follow. So people should be who they are.
Oh, thank you very much
and
for sharing this interesting facts. So just last before we come to an end, any final advice for the listeners out there?
I think I would advise that, especially our Muslim folk, the religion is a way of life. It's not just a joke. When you say you are Muslim, the Quran, the Hadith, they are all here for you. When you say you are Christian, the Bible, the church, everything is here for you. People should try to live the life that we are taught to live if we are calling ourselves religious peoples. If we can do this, then life is okay for us. But you cannot say you are a Muslim and you are doing other things that are not related. Then it's become very difficult. Hypocrisy will not solve our problem. I think that is what is affecting our society today. People should be who they are and practice what they are taught to be and who they are. But you cannot be a Muslim. You thought you just play, and you are affecting others. Nothing is going rightly. Corruption, all this is not going to help. So that one I would advise that people should have faith in Allah. You cannot have faith in Allah and you're associating other things that you think they can be helpful. They are not helpful.
Thank you very much, coming to an end with this wonderful advice for the listeners. So that's all for today, viewers. This brings us to the end of our today's episode. It was an absolute pleasure to have Brother Ebrima Darboe with us, who shared his inspiring story. And that's what time allowed us. Until we come your way again, till then, take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
La for, hit for them, Alata, la for, hit for them, for Islam stand for peace.